Supergrass is a British slang term for an informer, which originated in London. Informers had been referred to as grasses since the late 1930s, and the super prefix was coined by journalists in the early 1970s to describe those informers from the city's underworld who testified against former associates in a series of high-profile mass trials at the time. Origin of the term. The first known use of grass in that context is Arthur Gardner's crime novel Tinker's Kitchen, published in 1932, in which a grass is defined as an informer. The origin of the term grass being used as signifying a traitor, a person who informs on people he or she knows intimately, ostensibly can be traced to the expression snake in the grass, which has a similar meaning. The phrase derives from the writings of Virgil and has been known in the English language, meaning traitor, since the late 17th century. An alternative claim is made for the term originating from rhyming slang, whereby grasshopper is defined as copper, meaning policeman. The rhyming slang version was supported in 1950 by lexicographer Paul Tempest, who wrote grasser, one who gives information, a squealer or squeaker. The origin derives from rhyming slang. Grasshopper, copper, a grass or grasser tells the copper or policeman. Usage in Northern Ireland. In Northern Ireland, the term supergrass especially refers to arrested paramilitaries who divulged the identities of the compatriots to the Royal Ulster Constabulary, possibly in exchange for immunity from prosecution. Sir John Herman did not deny reports that inducements were paid, but denied figures as high as £50,000 were involved. The use of the term in Northern Ireland began with the arrest of Christopher Black in 1981. After securing assurances that he would have protection from prosecution, Black gave statements which led to 38 arrests. On 5 August 1983, 22 members of the Provisional IRA were sentenced to a total of more than 4,000 cumulative years in prison, based on Black's testimonies alone. By the end of 1982, 25 more supergrasses had surfaced, contributing to the arrests of over 600 people from paramilitary organizations, such as the Provisional IRA, the Irish National Liberation Army and the Ulster Volunteer Force. On the 11th of April 1983, members of the Loyalist Ulster Volunteer Force were jailed on the evidence of supergrass Joseph Bennett. These convictions were all overturned on the 24th of December 1984. In October 1983, 7 people were convicted on the evidence provided by supergrass Kevin McGrady, although the trial judge Lord Chief Justice Robert Lowry had described McGrady's evidence as bizarre, incredible and contradictory. The last supergrass trial finished on the 18th of December 1985, when 25 members of the INA were jailed on the evidence of Harry Kirkpatrick. 24 of these convictions were later overturned on the 23rd of December 1986. Many convictions based on supergrass testimony were later overturned, and the supergrass system was discontinued in 1985 until recently in 2011. The first supergrass trial in 26 years began on 8 September 2011 for the murder of Ulster Defence Association member Tommy English. In Northern Ireland, the term tout is a popular alternative to grass. The Police Service of Northern Ireland have refused to use this term and prefer the term assisting offender, based on the legislation that enables the use of such evidence. Other usages. The term has been used more recently to describe an informant with Al-Qaeda links testifying at the trials for 7 British men conspiring to cause explosions between the 1st of January 2003 and the 31st of March 2004. and again on the 2nd of July 2007 in an article in the Daily Mail describing a search for informants in the 2007 Glasgow International Airport attack. The term has also been used by the Royal Gazette, a daily newspaper in Bermuda, a British dependent territory. An article in the paper uses the term to describe a Transport Control Department worker convicted of selling driver's licenses to Portuguese applicants lacking the necessary English skills to pass the multiple-choice exam. The worker was granted a conditional discharge in exchange for information on other Transport Control Department employees abusing the public trust. One of the most prolific supergrasses in recent British history was Michael, whose evidence in 2001 led to 32 criminals being convicted, including his own mother, and the disruption of a £132 million drug ring.